Good morning. Chris O'Hara in for Charlie today answering your legal questions. So if you've got one, give us a call, 436-1212. Good morning.
Good morning.
We have a few calls on the line. We're going to go ahead and get these answered. Hi, good morning. You're on the line with Chris. What's your question?
I've got a judgment against me, and I would like to know if there's a time limit for them to collect it before it expires.
Okay.
Well, I don't, unfortunately, think there is a time limit. I mean, you probably need to talk to a civil attorney specifically about that. But once they've got a judgment against you, they can collect that in any manner of different ways. So it's probably better than trying to avoid them collecting the judgment to address it straight up front. And that way, you know, sometimes even when there's a judgment against you with a company or with another individual, there's other ways to resolve it, and maybe even a way to negotiate it to where it's you know, maybe even a more favorable amount to you. But you need to contact the civil attorney probably about that, and they would be able to tell you exactly. I'm not aware that there's a time limit for them to collect that judgment, but I would think they'd probably have to act reasonably, and I would think it'd be in your best interest if there is a judgment against you to make sure that, I mean, you don't want to go on in business and go on with other aspects of your life with that hanging over your head. I think it'd probably be better to get it resolved, because it's probably not going to go away.
Can they take money out of a paycheck or out of a bank account in order to get that money?
If there is a judgment against you, there's other avenues that they have where they can garnish wages. They can even, if you're employed by someone, they can contact them and tell them that they've got a judgment and they want so much to be taken out of your check a month. So it's better to do it all. I mean, if you have that and you know that's going on in any aspect legally, when you know there's an issue or there's a problem, rather than avoiding it, it's better to deal with it, because typically they don't go away. Okay,
good to know. Thanks so much. Good question. We have time now for another one this morning. Hi there, you're on the line with Chris. What's your question today?
Yes, I recently purchased a car, and it was in a parking lot, and I had a local company total it out for me, and I received a letter from their insurance company which says it was considered, the vehicle is actually considered a rolling total loss prior to the loss. And I'm trying to understand what they're trying to say about it being a loss before it even was involved in the accident.
Okay.
Well, I'm not sure whether when you're speaking of this, that you're saying that the company actually hit the car and caused the accident, or if the company is the one who you went to and they decided that they were going to total out the vehicle. If they're the one that caused the accident with it, I think that you probably, you know, if they're saying it's a total loss on the vehicle, I think even in that aspect you're probably going to want to contact an attorney if they caused the accident with it. And I don't know all the circumstances around the accident, but it sounds like you just had the vehicle parked in a parking lot and it's not any fault of your own. And it seems kind of, you purchased the vehicle previously, it seems kind of a suspect that they're saying that the vehicle was totaled out even before the accident would have occurred. I think you probably need to get legal representation for that if it's a car accident, and that way you can protect your interest in it, because it sounds like you don't even know all the circumstances surrounding what exactly happened. And there's avenues where you can get all that information, and certainly if there's a benefit to you monetarily that can be had by pursuing this, then I think that's something that you want to do. You need to get all the facts together before you completely agree with their side of what happened.
Well, and a lot of times, I know you've told me before that sometimes it takes a simple phone call to an attorney to kind of see if you've even got a case and what's going on, and they can kind of figure it all out. It
does, and you see a lot of ads of people that deal with car accidents and stuff like that, and it is. It's, if you get I mean, when you contact someone who deals specifically within that area, they're going to be able to tell you just by a simple phone call whether or not you've got much of a case. And I think that's usually, you know, when something like that happens, before you try to handle it yourself, most people think, I just want to resolve this myself and get on the way with it.
Look into it, though.
But you need to look into representation.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, Chris. Have a great week.